So last night arguably was probably one of the greatest Elimination Chambers of all time. It was arguably one of the greatest heel turns of all time, which is crazy to think because a lot of us were wondering where is the WrestleMania buildup, and I really like that Triple H cooked the entire IWC during the press conference, basically saying you gotta wait for things to start happening. From Jade Cargill returning at the Women's Chamber and immediately taking out Naomi, which I always thought Naomi and Bianca did it together. Now it kind of does seem like she attacked Naomi just so Bianca can suffer because she was stuck in a pod, but Bianca really did it. I really do not think that Naomi did it by herself. I don't. If Naomi is involved, it's because Bianca was involved. And if she wasn't involved, it's because Bianca was the one that actually took her out. I also think that this is definitely top 5 under Triple H's PLE belt. But let me see what you guys think, because I did go on X and ask your hot takes. But of course, hot takes now does not mean hot takes anymore. Hot takes just means your general opinion, because that's what I essentially got on my X. First up here, we got Jeremy Michael saying greatest heel turn since Hogan formed the NWO. Now, I'm wearing this on purpose because that's what I immediately thought of as well. It did feel nostalgic, but it felt so much more because we're just in a cinematic era right now, and we're all about moments. We're all about feeling something. And John Cena doing what he did, and us understanding professional wrestling a lot more than ever before, you could see John Cena about to turn. I did not think that John Cena was turning heel. I didn't. I got asked this an hour prior, 30 minutes prior, 20 minutes prior, and I said, no, he's not turning. Until that very moment where they were all in the ring, that's when I was like, oh my God, I think John Cena just sold his soul. Definitely one of the greatest heel turns since Hogan formed the NWO. But where does the New Day lie? Do we put the New Day as number 3, as number 2? As number 1? Because the New Day right now, for me, the top 2, well, I have to add the top 3 heel turns is Hogan NWO, John Cena's heel turn, and the New Day heel turn. Now, I don't know where the ranking is, but if I have to rank on the fly, it's hard. I'm not doing it. No. The next one here is from It Be Wondon saying, my hot take, fans prefer moments over the actual wrestling. We are in a very cinematic era. We are all about feeling a moment and enjoying the story and having a good climax because you took us into this emotional roller coaster and we want to see how it ends. If you want the fans invested, you definitely have to give them moments to remember. In AEW, MJF's nuclear bomb is a moment that I will never forget. It's those moments that fans need just to remember why professional wrestling is so beautiful. The next one here is CM Punk needs to go on a rampage, screwed over by Seth Rollins, eliminated by Cena, who took advantage of the situation. He definitely did. And now Cena has turned heel. I need to see Cody with Punk pissed. So I think this is the trajectory that was placed where CM Punk could still main event WrestleMania. I think we are going to get a triple threat. Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, and John Cena. Because when John Cena capitalized and pulled CM Punk into an STF, I was screaming, this isn't you, Cena. This isn't you. What are you doing? And he yells out, I'm sorry. So I think I definitely do see a reality where it turns into a triple threat because CM Punk is just so pissed. He's so aggravated because he got, once again, he got his WrestleMania spot stolen by the 2 men that were main eventing the year that he dropped the pipe bomb. John Cena and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Next one here is from Bad Man Benny. Jey Uso had an entrance with Travis Scott not that long ago, won that match with Drew, and won the Rumble. Interesting and fun to think, is there something related here? I don't think it was purposeful. I think it's just happenstance. It's interesting though, because at the press conference, the Final Boss did say that Travis Scott will be involved somehow. I don't really know his involvement. Do I think it's necessary? I don't, based off his 2 performances when he just came out with a joint. He didn't even perform last night. I'm assuming he was probably not in the right headspace to perform because he just came out and saged himself and took a shot at Cody Rhodes. Do I think it's necessary? No, but it is an interesting fact and I don't think it was purposeful. Next up here is Ace Baba saying greatest set of Elimination Chamber matches ever under the Elimination Chamber PLE. I'm gonna go on a limb and say this is the greatest Elimination Chamber PLE of all time. Argue with me in the comments. Next up here is The Slayer saying they're going to give John Cena's theme the Death Rebel treatment. I hope not. I'm excited to see what the theme is going to be because he cannot come out to his theme. It could be just a remix, but like a darker remix of the current John Cena's theme, which I think would slap. Next up here is DJ Aaron saying the people that said that Rock's neck swipe gesture at Bad Blood was meaningless are idiots and have zero foresight. All right, let's relax here, buddy. I did not think that it was meaningless. I think a lot of people were just impatient waiting for what it meant because there are a lot of things that happen in professional wrestling where they do something but then it never gets delivered. So it's nice to see that it did get delivered because I saw this on Twitter and basically when The Rock did this, we were like, what does that mean? And then I saw a side-by-side of this and John Cena. So I'm like, okay, do we think that was done on purpose or do we think that it just beautifully just connected when they weren't even trying to do that? I also saw somebody post on Twitter talking about the 1, 2, 3. Possibly number 1 was Cody, but he rejected. Number 2 was John Cena. So who is the third man? At this moment, I'm gonna go with the John Cena. But if we get more clarity and confirmation, then A-okay for me. Next up here, we got Mike Black Hat React saying several years ago, Cena was cooking Rock on the mic for selling out to Hollywood, only to end up selling his soul to him. And that's the beauty of professional wrestling because there's so many correlations, but it's not on purpose. They just find ways to make it connected, or even if they're not even finding a way to make it connected, it just connects because that is the beauty of professional damn wrestling. Next up here is Strawwet saying Liv or Alexa should have won that match and Bianca should have focused on Jade why she did that. Sammy and Kevin epic ending story where everyone tries to help at the end was sad. So I don't think Liv should have won the chamber unless it formed into a triple threat with Liv, Io, and Rhea because they all have a story there. Alexa winning the match would have been cool, but I don't really see a good build up with it, just not yet because the Wyatt 6 is after Alexa or wants Alexa in some capacity, and I'd rather have something like that happen before we know who we're going to have Alexa feud with in the future. Also, Bianca did try to focus on why Jade did that because she was trying to get out of the chamber, but she couldn't because it was locked. So then a bitch gotta lock in when a bitch gotta lock in, and it's Bianca. So she's still gonna lock in, but at the back of her mind, she's like, what happened? Even though you know why it happened, Bianca. You're the reason why it happened. You attacked Jade. Next up here is from the Wrestling Old Head saying John Cena has to come out to his bad man theme for his heel run. The Hollywood Wrecking Crew 2-man power trip as a tag team for night 1 for WrestleMania against Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, perhaps. I don't think that should be night 1 of WrestleMania, especially with Roman Reigns involved. If that does happen for night 1 of WrestleMania, I think it should be CM Punk because CM Punk was wronged by John Cena. And by proxy, he was also wronged by Dwayne because Dwayne went to John Cena for John Cena's soul. So therefore, Punk lost the chamber match when clearly John Cena did a move that wasn't a John Cena-esque type of way to win the match. But it's interesting to see that the two past faces that went Hollywood are now aligning themselves together. So it's interesting to see when Roman and Cody are finally ready to hang up the boots. What's going to happen with that? It's very interesting where we can see where the future is heading, where we can relate with the past to the present. And that's it for me. I didn't really have a lot of hot takes, but if you do want to see my WWE Elimination Chamber review, it is on my Patreon. I do reviews on all the major PLEs, pay-per-views. I also post weekly match club watches. I post about 3 match clubs every single week. And I also give you more exclusive content, such as you will get more content from my podcast whenever my podcast does return. If you haven't already, please make sure you do like and subscribe. I have a ton of WWE 2K25 content coming out for you. Bye, until next time.